Happy New Year and welcome back. Let me start off by saying my voice is gone, but I'm gonna do this. I was gonna try to wait, but I said no, it's too much going on. I have to come. So, I'm not sick. I know before it was my sinuses, and now it was me just having fun. Game night is the enemy when you're somebody who gets overly excited. Okay, so please bear with me. I'm so sorry for how I sound. Let's go. I want to start off by saying that Kody and Robin are liars. Suki asked Meri if she knew there was a moment in the past where Kody thought about reconciling. Meri says she didn't know. She was told that there was a get together and that Christine got mad, and Meri said she was unaware. Kody claims he wanted to see the error of his ways and then see if he could work things out with Meri to see if they were good together. That's what he told Suki, but that's a lie, though. He wanted nothing to do with her. We've seen this. He said it multiple times throughout the seasons. He then tells Suki that he told Christine and it rattled her. He then gives yet another story about how it was around the time that he showed plans for the one house, but that makes no sense because last week we were told something else. Then Robin is asked the question, well, Suki makes a statement to Robin about what Kody said, and she said, he told you? Why has he told Robin and Suki and no one else? No one else has been made aware of this, but for some reason he finds it easy to tell Suki, this is bull. Robin didn't know it at the time. She says she just saw Christine falling apart. And when she asked Kody about it, because Kody talks to Robin about things, she was told by Kody that Christine was upset about him thinking about getting back with Meri. She then tells Suki that basically if it wasn't for Christine, then Meri would be back with Kody. Robin, do you really think we believe that? Suki then says that could have changed the trajectory of Meri's life. So now it's the Blame Christine show. Christine says that it's frustrating that there's no way that she would not support his relationship with Meri if that's what both Meri and Kody wanted. Christine believes that Kody and Robin twisted what happened because she wouldn't say that. And I agree. He's twisted what these women have said for most of their marriage. So I'm not surprised by that. Suki lets Meri know that Christine is basically denying it, saying that she didn't remember it. Meri's answer was, that's nice to know. And that's her answer to everything. I think Meri likes to sit in this area where let me not say too much, because if I say too much, then I might risk upsetting Kody and Robin. Meri, you don't get it. Suki said that to Meri, she told her that when she brought it up, Robin remembered it. But Suki, I kind of disagree with how you're relaying the story, because you can't say that Robin remembered it because Robin didn't witness what exactly was said. All Robin probably witnessed was Christine crying and Christine being upset. And as anyone would do when they come into a room and they see that, they might ask what's wrong. And rather than Robin being a good sister wife and asking Christine what was wrong, she asked Kody. And of course, we've already witnessed that Kody doesn't relay things the way that it was said, that he changes things for his convenience. So to me, Suki, it's a little messy that you're even telling Meri this. I don't understand the purpose in it because it really hasn't been verified. Show me the footage. That's the only way I believe it. Meri feels that it's heartbreaking because at one point, just knowing that he might have been willing to give her a chance 2 years ago and now he's not. She's tried to work on herself, but he's told her he doesn't want to be with her. She thinks he's done. He's done. I don't even understand why we're continuing to talk about this. He has not wanted her since the catfish scandal. And whether or not he said that he does, he doesn't. If you wanted her, you would have pursued her. Period. Then they waste more of our time with these flashbacks. After watching them, Janelle says that they were united in raising the kids and that they've allowed differences to tear them apart. Then they talk about how Meri didn't accept Janelle. We've heard this before. Kody said that Meri was jealous of Janelle. When he got married to Janelle, he thought, man, she's something special. But before he said that, him and Janelle had an understanding. Kody switches his story so much. He then says that he was in a relationship with someone that he wasn't even getting along with, which he was talking about Meri. And then he brought more people into the problem. But then Christine seemed to call things between Meri and Janelle, which is interesting because he later on talks about how it was team Meri and Christine against Janelle. That doesn't even make sense because the whole reason why Meri was open to the idea of another wife is because she thought that she would have someone to be on her side. So I'm not trying to hear that. I really don't care about this, and it has nothing to do with the season. Janelle said that the biggest problem that Meri and her had was that they bumped heads over everything. Suki asked for examples, and she talked about how the soap, one like this soap versus one like that soap. One wanted oranges in the refrigerator while others wanted it somewhere else. She asked the same thing to Christine. Christine said that Meri was confrontational and wanted things done in a certain way, and it stressed her out. Janelle also talked about Meri stressing her out and how Meri was really like in your face with things or very direct, whereas Janelle would allow things to build up and then explode. And I can see why there's a problem with both. Me personally, I'm more of a direct person. I try to take people's feelings into consideration, but I'm not about to allow an explosion to take place because you've piled so much of your crap on me. Christine says that Meri was like really particular about how things were cleaned. And I've come to the conclusion that Meri may have a slight OCD. And that she's basically the only clean one. And I say that because Meri's house is always clean. Meri likes things to be in order. She has her totes when it's time to move. When they open up the garage, you can see all her little different things. I am Meri. I am so much of Meri in that aspect that I get on my child's nerves. But I kind of give him a little bit more leeway in his room because I don't have to be in there. So I feel like they struggled with coming up with a happy medium. Kody said that Janelle left and lived with her mom because he wasn't giving her enough support. And that made me wonder if that's why he's saying that they're separated instead of saying, like Christine, they're divorced. I think that Kody thinks that some way Janelle may change her mind and maybe she'll agree to allow him to be the man in his home. Kody then says Janelle left because there was a Meri and Christine club. Janelle said that Kody remembers things the way that works for him to remember things. And sometimes she remembers things her way. I just want Janelle to call him a liar. I need for Janelle to give us the same energy that she gives us in confessionals. Christine asks to be in the family, is what Kody says. That she basically, like he likes to say, begged to be in the family. And that because of who Christine's family was, that it boosted his ego and made him want to marry Christine. That's the first honest thing he said this whole time. Then finally, we talk about the meltdown. Let me tell you something. TLC, why do you continue to waste our time doing all this other stuff? I don't want to watch 5 minutes of a flashback and then 1 minute of conversation. And the way y'all edit this is so chopped and screwed that my notes are so like all over the place. But we're going to continue either way. Okay. Suki asks Christine, how was she able to be so calm while Kody had his meltdown? Christine says she was in shock because he'd never yelled like that before. She was also in shock by the things she said because she said that she never saw herself as mean to anyone. And she didn't know she had been mean. So even when Meri said it, it caught her a surprise. And I will say this, Christine, I love you. You have become one of my favorites. The same way that you feel like Meri was overly aggressive to you, I can understand why some might say that at times you were mean to Robin. From what I've seen, you put up walls and barriers, and to me, that is not mean. But to others, if it's a group of you all and you're not communicating with this one person and you're leaving this one person on the outs, we have to be honest. If you're not going to call it mean, that's a little inconsiderate. And I'm going to leave it at that because I really don't like to give Robin too much credit. Oh, goodness. Kody says Christine talked crap about Janelle and Meri for years to him. That's why he was so frustrated with her knocking down the idea of him being back with Meri. He then said that because of what was going on, that Christine felt like he was sleeping with the enemy. But I don't agree with that because y'all don't talk about your relations that you have with your other wives. So Christine wouldn't have said that. He said that Christine was threatened by Janelle too. Suki says, "Who do you trust?" He doesn't want to answer. She says, "Say it." His response is, "That's pretty obvious." And saying it will just piss me off. Sir, what are you talking about? Well, let me rephrase. He didn't want to respond, but to me, it's pretty obvious. Kody doesn't want to say it because it will prove that his wives have been right this entire time. So Suki asked Janelle how it feels watching the clip. She says, if you have to sacrifice to love someone, that's not healthy. The whole framing it around, she was a bad sister wife. She said, from what perspective are you, her husband, taking because you seem to only speak up for one person? If you are married to both women, then you should really be able to see both sides. No one is ever innocent, but Robin is the angel that came in. There you have it. I don't think Kody has ever been a proper husband to any of these women because Janelle's right. He doesn't see other people's perspective when it comes to Robin. Janelle says that Kody only sees Robin and her experience and never asked for hers. She said that when she's vented before, he would say he can't take Janelle's side, that he has to like stay even. But now he's obviously taking sides. Meri talks about what she sees with Christine and how she's treated Robin. I don't feel like, Meri, you can talk. You can't say anything about how Christine handled anything because she tried to talk about how Christine was with the family in the beginning with Robin and how she wasn't accepting of Robin and all these other things. But you're leaving out aspects of it. You're leaving out that Kody basically tricked them into having Robin. Or are we going to act like that didn't happen the first season? Robin tries to clean the part where he was saying that he sacrificed to love her, saying that he was saying that he made sacrifices in regards to how she treated all the family. That's not true because Kody just earlier said that Christine helped, that Christine was an aid, that he didn't have problems with Christine really until later in regards to the family. Suki asked if Christine treated her badly, and she didn't directly answer at first. She said in the beginning it was difficult. What does that mean? Suki asked her, how did she treat you badly? She said she made snarky comments and pulled rank. Meri also did that. Christine says she would express her frustrations to Kody, not ragging on anyone, but just expressing, how she felt, and that he did the same thing, and that she didn't know that her creating boundaries meant that she was mean. Suki asks, why didn't Christine ask for examples of how she was being mean? And Christine just said it was way easier to drop it. Kody then complains about Christine saying that she's caused all these problems, that her saying that he broke her child's heart and that he picks favorites and that he's a coward is wrong. But she's telling the truth. He's trying to act like, oh, he said she's moving her guilt and turning his children, including Janelle's, against him as well as Janelle. He said that it's going to be hard for Christine to find someone to be with her if she's done this to a good man because he's a good man. I want Suki to call him out on his crap, but she's not going to. Suki asked Janelle about the goodbye because they showed the clip. Janelle says that there was a clear division. It was awkward and antagonistic. Then Robin tries to say that the reason why they were standing the way they were standing was because of COVID. And I'm tired of y'all using COVID as an excuse. Because at this point, you all were having COVID tests and everything else. At this point, we just saw McKelty a day or two prior at your house, and y'all were sitting at the round table, and y'all were all on top of each other for a long time. I don't know how long, but it obviously was long enough because you all had a conversation around the table that we saw. You were holding the baby, you were hugging all on the baby, you were doing all these things. So why is it that the COVID rules only matter when it's convenient? Kody can hug truly goodbye because of the optics, but no one else can. Is Kody not going to come to your house? Is Kody not going to get back in the vehicle with you? So that makes no sense. Let me calm down because my voice goes more. Okay. Robin says she doesn't understand why she's saying goodbye. If Christine didn't want a relationship with her or her kids, Christine has already shown you that she's capable of having a relationship with you and your kids, because Christine made the announcement that she was going to be divorcing Kody and told you all those other things and still included you on other aspects of her daughter's life, McKelty's. So I'm not trying to hear that. Janelle said that Christine and her did a lot of work in becoming closer together before she left. That Kody must be oblivious or he's conveniently seeing it that all of a sudden Janelle and Christine are closer. Because Kody used that whole thing about how now Janelle's on her, like following behind her and believing the things that she's saying. But they've worked on their relationship, which we've seen it. We've seen them both do it. Um, Janelle feels like Christine wants someone who will really love her and be there for her, and Christine agreed. Suki asked her type, and Christine says somebody who's in love with her. And her celebrity crush is Shamar Moore. And baby, I agree. Shamar Moore, I think he's 50 something. And he looks good. And before his mother passed, he doted on his mother. He loved his mother. Yeah, good guy. Maybe. From what we see. Robin says that maybe at some point she can get to a happy place when Suki asks her if her and Christine could get to a happy place. But she said it's dependent upon Christine. She said before she fell in love with Kody, she fell in love with the family. She always says that, but that's a lie. And I say it's a lie because she hadn't even met the family yet, and they were already seeing each other. And I remember it because if you remember, Christine was like, she was the last person to meet her. So how could you be dating and seeing him and you haven't even met Christine yet? She said that the family took things away from her, and it's unfair. She starts crying again without any tears, making those sounds. Just once I want them to be followed by actual tears. Then she gets embarrassed, so she says, when she's crying. That's why she keeps apologizing. That's a good way of explaining it because you're not, maybe you're not producing tears because if they fall, then you're really being embarrassed. Then Suki asks if she's the scapegoat for the family. And I feel like, Suki, you are asking the right questions. Robin says she has more heart than fight. I then think of Robin aggressively saying, Christine, that is a lie. Things were not falling apart in Vegas. You guys remember that? But she's not aggressive. Suki then asks Kody about his relationship with Robin and says how Robin respects him in the relationship, and asks him how he feels about Robin. And I'm starting to feel like Suki has a favorite because you don't call out any of the things that Robin does, and unless you don't watch the show, I don't understand how you're missing it. Then Kody says that he doesn't want to talk about how he feels about Robin. So my response to that is, if you don't want to talk about how you feel about Robin, then stop doing the tell-alls. Right? Suki is not a good host. The fact that she did not know that Janelle had moved out before shows how bad of a host she is. It's in their book, and we've been told that at one point there was a little bit of a separation. If you're going to host these things, I need you to know as much of the backstory as possible so you can call the people who are the main cast out on their mess. Period. And if you can't do that, then you shouldn't host the show. It is clear to me that there is some favoritism. It is clear to me that TLC continues to not be willing to really put somebody in that position of host that's really going to ask the questions that need to be asked. And it may be partially because they're in fear of whether or not Kody and Robin will really respond. I wrote down a few questions that I have that I would like to ask, and maybe some of you all can tell me the answers. How can you demand respect from your wives and children when you do nothing to earn that respect? Do you honestly feel that ignoring your family the way that you do and focusing on Robin and her children would not make your family feel away? Do you feel bad for saying that you can't be away from your younger children for more than 2 days at a time when you've gone months without seeing Truly? Why does Robin still need a nanny, even though at this point all of her children are in school? What is Robin's real job? How much money did each wife give Robin and Kody for purchasing their $1 million home? Do you feel hypocritical for treating your kids so poorly? Do you feel like a jerk because only one wife's opinion matters? At this point, why have you not completely separated ties with Meri? And I'm not talking on paper. I'm talking money-wise. When's the last time that you've seen Truly? How often do you see Truly? When you see Truly, do you come to see her and get a room in Utah? Or do you stay by one of your other children's house because you have several children that live in Utah? What are your current relationships with all of your grown children? Kody, what are your answers? This this really annoyed me. I'm gonna just be honest. They have made this a three parts tell all, and honestly, what have we learned? We've learned nothing. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. I'm sorry I sound the way that I do. I'm so appreciative of you guys that have subscribed and even you guys that have watched. It's 2023. And I don't know what I'm doing with this channel. I don't know where I'm going. Felt kind of weird last week not to do anything because I've been proud of myself because I've been doing my little interviews every week for the past few weeks. And I'm going to try to do better and do more. But I don't know what else people will want to see. So if you have any ideas of what you would like to see, feel free to put it in the comment section. And I'll give it a whirl if it's something that I have access to. Let's be clear, because cable these days is high and all these streaming services are getting ridiculous. But thank you for your time. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if I missed anything because there was a whole bunch of fluff. And I appreciate you. Have a good one.